That's a fabulous shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finals of the Predator WPA Men's World Pinball Championship for 2023. Before we start our final match, we'd like to take a moment of remembrance and a moment of silence for the founding father of CueSports International, Mr. Mark Griffin, who passed away recently. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finals.
Very well done, Mr. Lehman, and a fitting tribute to one of the icons in Q Sports, Mr. Mark Griffin, and we all remember and miss Mark. This is the final, and welcome to the Rio All Suite Hotel and Casino for CSI's presentation of the Predator WPA World 10-Ball Championship. It's the men's division, and we are possibly going to be witnessing history. Along with myself, Jim White, I'd like to welcome Keith Paradise into the box with me. Keith, our first trip together, and it's the final.
I've been upgraded. I've been moved from table 2 over to table 1. And I'm commentating with one of the best, if not the best in the game, so I'm pretty pumped for this.
Well, thank you for those kind words. I'll tell you what, easy to be pumped for this final. The man who just broke, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, on the cusp of history. He's already won the World 8-Ball, the World 9-Ball, and now he's in the final of the World 10-Ball. Never before has one individual held all 3 titles at the same time. And what epic semifinals we saw en route to this final. A 10-9 win for Francisco over Fedor Gorst, and a 10-8 win for the man who's in the chair opposite Francisco this evening, Eklund KaÇi, 10-8 over Joshua Filler.
Really nicely done there, pocketing that 2-ball and then just punching that 6-ball out of the way, giving him a little bit more clearance for that 3. Yeah, when last night concluded after the quarterfinals, you kind of had a feeling that today was going to play out the way it did, because there were 4 very strong candidates to reach this finals match.
Yeah, 4 world champions graced us this morning. And it didn't matter who was going to make up the final. We knew it was going to be something special. Maybe the sentimental favorite, Francisco right now, because so many people, who doesn't like to see history?
Definitely a sentimental favorite, although keep in mind, number 1, KaÇi is no slouch either. As a matter of fact, KaÇi is a former World 10-Ball champion. He won this event in September of 2021.
It's a race to 10, nothing's changed, still the 30-second shot clock. And each player allowed 1 30-second extension per rack. We're going to walk you through the first half of this match, and then we'll be handing it over to George Teachea and Christina Tkach for the second half.
Done a lot of work with Christina this week. Very knowledgeable about the game. Very pleasant to listen to with her thoughts and her analysis on what these players are doing. What Francisco's doing right now is pretty routinely working his way through this rack. It doesn't look like there's really any impediments or issues with the way these balls are laying.
Now, interesting to note too, Francisco, well, his match against Fedor Gorst, 10-9 as I've already mentioned, but it finished around, I'm going to say 1:30 this afternoon, between 1:30 and 2. So he had plenty of time, go out, have a nice lunch, relax, put his head down, because this really does become an endurance test at this level. They played 3 matches, all races to 10 yesterday, and then 2 more today, where by contrast, KaÇi 10-8 finished just under an hour ago.
Yeah, not much time to turn around and grab a bite to eat or even really relax.
And he doesn't want to get too relaxed either here. And it is Francisco who takes the first rack, settles in nicely with a break and run out, and those have been at a premium on this main table.
Absolutely. These tables have been breaking very difficult throughout the week. If you're wondering how Francisco got to the finals, opening round 8-2 over Mickey Kraus, 8-3 over Abdullah Al-Shamari. He suffered a loss to Levon Carteza 8-3, but then he rallied, defeating Jesus Atencio 8-2. Alex Pagulayan 10-5. Had a real nail-biter of a match yesterday with Jungling Chang, defeated him 10-8. Chang kept nipping at his heels but could never get ahead. And then 10-8 yesterday evening against Aloysius Liap, and then the 10-9 Hill match this afternoon against Fedor. As Francisco looks to take the cue ball and break in rack number 2, holding a 1-0 advantage after that break and run.
Winding it up, no empty seats at center stage tonight. And you know what else is especially impressive? As Sanchez Ruiz looks at this, and yeah, the
2 and the 3 again in that far left-hand side corner pocket.
He just got bumped. I don't know whether he can see enough of this 2 to make it, but with the parity in the sport today, you know, for him to have the opportunity to win 3 different world titles at the same time, you just can't say enough about it. Well, how's that? He could get through to the 2. And instantly, a position of some merit here.
It's deja vu all over again. The 2 and that 3 in that same corner pocket. San Francisco won the Player of the Year honors for both Billiards Digest magazine, which I write for, and also AZ Billiards. When I wrote the story on his Player of the Year award and the year that he's had, he said the thing that really propelled him last year was winning the 9-ball division at Derby City Classic. Went through that whole marathon of a week, and then in the finals defeated Joshua Filler. Really put a pounding on Filler, if anybody remembers seeing that match. His break was really working. I want to say he won by a score of 9-4. Just a really convincing victory, and that was what gave him the confidence going forward in 2022 to win the US Open, to win a Euro Tour, World Cup of Pool, all of it. And it all started last year in Louisville at Derby City.
Good stats, Keith. Interesting to know.
I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, but I remember him telling me about the Derby City Classic last year.
Well, this is a pretty special opening.
Looking at that 7-ball. Doesn't like the way the balls are aligned here. Does he have a concern about bumping into the 10?
I can't imagine. He looks perfect. Maybe just not quite straight follow will get him to the 8. Wow. Well, he saw something that we didn't. Because
that's why he's at the table and we're sitting here talking about it. Is that he saw something in that angle that didn't sit right with him.
Well, he's going to try and cut this down the rail. This is an ambitious shot, but he wants to keep KaÇi parked in his seat. Wow. What kind of a message does that send?
Pulls it back for perfect position. In Spain, he's nicknamed El Ferrari. because when he started playing as a youth, he was practically ran around the table at lightning speed.
He hasn't slowed down. He's 31 now, and if this is him slowing down, I'd hate to have seen what he was like when he was younger.
Apparently it was so quick and the nickname stuck so much that in the pool room that his father operates, they made a race car out of Coca-Cola cans and hung it from the ceiling above the table that he practiced on, which is still there. They sent me a photo of that when we were working on the article. So
very cool, very cool.
When they nickname people in Spain, they must really mean it. So 2-0 advantage for Sanchez Ruiz, who really, despite that little bit of difficulty on the 8-ball, made it look routine.
And I got to tell you, in the 6 days of the event, that's the first time I've seen 2 break and runouts. Well, they're standing up for a better look. Looks like Jesus Atencio there as well. And that was one of Francisco's victims en route to this final.
6-ball falls. He has a shot at the 1. Well, let me rephrase that. He has the ability to hit the 1, but looks like the cut shot's been taken out of the equation with the 5-ball. So I would assume a safety is coming here.
Yeah, and a chance to keep the initiative. He's got a 2-rack lead. Well, is it possible that he's looking at a bank? Can he see enough of that one to bank it into the other corner? Is he that unwilling to relinquish the table?
Is there a way he could play a 2-way shot where he attempts the bank but also puts the cue ball somewhere that if he misses, KaÇi doesn't have a shot?
Yeah, definitely worth a little more thought. And 60 seconds after the break, he buys himself a little bit more time to think about this. Don't even, like I say, Keith, I'm not sure he can see enough of it even to take the aggressive option. But he's going to want to be very careful here. No, he's looking at the bank. Wow. Courageous shot.
He's been hot in these opening 2 racks. We're going to see how hot he is now.
That one flew into the corner pocket. And maybe the first hiccup. Unwanted. Cannoning into that 7-ball, and that's taking him out of position for the 3.
May have been a little bit of adrenaline pumping in him after that bank on the 1.
Still. I was going to say the possibility of the bank, but that one got away from him.
Not only did he not make the bank, he sold out the 3-ball, and now we're going to get our first look at KaÇi in this match.
Patiently waited in his chair.
Deposits that 3-ball that Sanchez Ruiz left behind. And now it looks like he has good shape to back up a little bit on that 4-ball for position on the 5. The only real difficulties here appear to be that 8, 9, and 10 in the center of the table. 9-ball, yeah, the 8 being guarded by those 2 balls.
Looks like there's a path to that
There is a
top right
path
corner.
as I see it in the overhead, so he should be in good shape.
And easy to drop onto that 8 now. He's just looking where he wants to take the cue ball. Positive visualization, important in this game.
And that 8 ball definitely goes because he's lined it up. Draws back to put that 9 ball into the same pocket where he just deposited the 8. And KaÇi looks to be in pretty good shape to grab a rack back here and get on the scoreboard.
And we had a chance to look at his break in the next rack. And 2-1 confirmed here, and we are going to take a short break, folks. Don't go away. We're back, and this is the final. 128 players started out. Only 2 remain. 60,000 at the top end going to the eventual winner and 40,000 to the runner-up. Pretty good week's work, no matter. But that trophy and the title, what value do you put on that? $250,000, the total purse on offer in the Predator WPA Men's World 10-Ball Championships this year. Unprecedented. And what a partnership CSI and Predator have formed to bring events like this to all the pool fans around the world.
I think we have an equipment malfunction here. KaÇi seems to have an issue with his brake cue. He's asked referee John Lehman if he could go to his case for something.
John doesn't look like he's thrilled with this, but he is an Army sergeant, isn't he? So here we go. Again, 2-1. We'll see if KaÇi learned anything from the 2 successful breaks that he just saw from Francisco.
Now we have 2 different breaking strategies at work here in this final. If you look at, and I've talked to a lot of the players, there's really 2 schools of thought, which is that with Francisco, as you saw, he set up the cue ball over on the side near the rail. The reason they do that is they don't want to leave the cue ball in the middle of the table for fear that if they don't pocket a ball, they're going to sell out the rack and basically give a run out to their opponent. KaÇi clearly has no fear of that at all. The whole week he's been setting the cue ball up center of the table and just blasting right into the pack, as he just did there. But you also see what happened. Didn't pocket a ball. He's left an open shot on the 1.
Just using the 9 for cover. Pretty easy kick shot, though. And a kick shot that you have to feel that KaÇi will be able to play with control. Try and put a little distance between cue ball and 1 ball.
You look at KaÇi, if you've never seen KaÇi in person and you're watching him right now and you're thinking to yourself, that man looks really big. Well, I can tell you, he's actually much bigger in real life than he looks on camera. What would you say he is? About at least 6'2", 6'3"?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, he's
an offensive tackle who's playing pool.
Yeah, he's put on a few pounds, too, to be fair. I mean, I remember seeing pictures of him in the gym. Good shot from KaÇi, opting for the jump over the 9. He's left that window where Francisco can get through to the 1, but not an easy safety.
No, you're obviously going for the left side of that cue ball. Or excuse me, you're going for the left side of that 1 ball with the cue ball. Talked to Tony Robles a couple weeks ago about safety play, and he was saying that when you work on executing a safety, most of the time you're working with where you want the object ball to go, or where you want the cue ball to go. With all these blocker balls down where Sanchez Ruiz is right now, and imagine he's trying to park the cue ball in a specific location. I don't think that's what he wanted from the cue ball or the object ball.
Containment, short-term containment.
As KaÇi ponders what options he has, there's a cut into that corner pocket, but that's obviously a high percentage, or excuse me, a low percentage shot. And he opts to duck and send that cue ball back down table where he got cover from the 6 ball.
Very appreciative and knowledgeable crowd, again, making their way to table number 1.
I've been impressed by the crowds, not just all week, but especially today. The crowd, as good as that match was between Fedor and FSR, the crowd made it 10 times better because they were really into the match.
He points to the 3. Yeah, sadly, you didn't point to it before.
That 3 trickles in, and then to add insult to injury, he has not only a shot at the 1, but also the angle to get to the 2. Looked like he was offline with that briefly. As you look, it catches that corner, but slides right in.
Yeah, this is a very thin cut on the 2 ball to a blind pocket where his line of sight is looking away from the target. He wants to go at this.
And now he's got his work cut out for him on that 4 ball. The bank down table is obviously there, but I think actually it is not there. I thought the cue ball was on the other side. He'll be going for a safe on this.
I'll tell you, the safety game has been A+. Early indications. And he's forced Francisco Sanchez Ruiz to pull that short cue out once again. Some superlative safety play in our semifinal with Gorst and Francisco earlier. Just volleying back and forth, and neither one of them seemingly willing to give an inch, Keith. That really was special.
And ultimately it was the safety that opened the door.
Yeah,
for him to make that comeback. Gorst was up 8-5, and he tried that one safety on the one ball, and the cue ball trickled into that side pocket, and that gave him new life. He ended up winning 5 out of 6 and ultimately won that match.
Yeah, and if you didn't catch the end of that, he won it on 3 fouls. Well, there's your first highlight shot for Eklund KaÇi. And what a jump shot on the 4.
The issue now becomes, what do you do with the 5? With not 1 but 2 balls blocking his path. Oh.
Wow. Well, if he called that, I'd have gone straight back to the highlight reel. And I have a feeling, by the way the crowd reacted, he did call it. Yes, we've just had confirmation. That side pocket was nominated. He'd have been on the 6, 7 there. What an effort that one from KaÇi.
And unfortunately gives his opponent a pretty open table here. And what could have been 2-2 looks like it's going to be 3-1. No real issues here. He'll take that 7 ball and deposit it in the side pocket and come out 2 rails for position on the 8 that's down at the opposite end of the table.
He's such a likable man too. You know, he's got a big heart, a lot of class. After he won the World 9-ball in Poland, he dedicated the win to Darren Appleton, a good friend of all of ours.
Who I'm sure is watching right now.
And Darren, we all wish you the best. Can't get you back fast enough.
So this to make it 3-1. And he deposits it home. While we wait for John Lehman to rack the balls again, we'll go through KaÇi's route to the finals. He opened with an 8-1 win over Jovan Bustamante, then defeated Radoslav Babica 8-2. Much like FSR, he sustained a loss in the 3rd round as well. So both of these players fought through on the one-loss side of the bracket. Lost to Koping Chung 8-3. He rallied on the one-loss side, beating Ferry Satriati 8-5. Took out Seisman Kural of Poland 10-8. Took down Oliver Solnaki 10-5. Defeated Shane Van Boning last night with a pretty popular person in the crowd watching on, Joe Rogan. And then today, 10-8 over Joshua Filler. So both of these guys suffered early defeats, but were able to rally, recover, and meet here in the finals.
Yeah, Shane Tyree there just on the left-hand side. BCA board member.
There's you see Sanchez Ruiz setting up that cue ball on the far side of the table, trying to cut the 1 into the side pocket and definitely trying to guard against selling out if they don't make it. And that 1 ball almost went.
The 6 did, finally. And he's enjoying the moment. And he's not one to hide his emotions either, is he, Francisco? He's a likable Spaniard. Jump shot on the 1, on offer.
He's thinking about it. He also still has his playing cue in his hand too, so he may
go back for the short one.
Yeah.
I think that's only a matter of time, really. He's got 60 seconds. He hasn't called for his extension yet. He can get through to the edge of this one, the right edge.
Extension, please.
You almost feel, Keith, that was inevitable. That was just waiting for the clock to come down, weighing up your options, and I mean, he was always going to be going airborne here in attack mode.
Pockets that cleanly. I guess there's two available options here at this 2-ball. It looks like he's going to do a backdoor cut into the side, come out, and it looks like he's found shape on that 3. Yeah, Christina and I were commentating a match last night, and I was making fun of the fact that a lot of times the players will come to the table with both their playing cue and the jump cue, and they look like a golfer who's going into the sand trap and doesn't know which wedge to use. I said, but you know, all kidding aside, when you only have 30 seconds to make a decision, you don't really have a lot of time to be going back and forth to your chair.
No, only after the break, as he did there. 60 seconds after the break, and bought himself an extra 30 seconds with the extension. So he had lots of time to commit.
You hear FSR coughing a little bit. He's been under the weather for a good portion of this event.
Half the people here at the Rio have been under the weather. I mean, you hear coughing all around, and our colleague Mark White will be making his way to the airport soon. He's flying back to the UK this evening. I mean, he was coughing pretty good this afternoon. I mean, I came down the elevator with FSR the other day, and he blamed the air conditioning. I know that David Al-Kaidi wasn't in real good health, and they're all together a lot.
It is a different climate if you're not used to it. I mean, it is a dry air. I mean, we are in Nevada, we are in Las Vegas, so that alone is a dry climate.
And 4-1 the advantage.
As you see, David Al-Kaidi.
Yeah, he's enjoying it right now at 4-1. Yeah, that's you, David. We're talking about you. He was Francisco's partner when they won the World Cup as teammates.
Anytime I have to do an interview with either Francisco or David, the minute they pick up the phone, they say, "Hola, amigo." And those two are literal amigos in that they do everything together. They support each other in tournaments, they travel together. When I called David to interview him for the story on Francisco, he called me on FaceTime, and he turned his phone around, and Francisco and Alberto Delgado were on his couch playing PlayStation. So they really do spend a lot of time together.
They hang out.
David said, I spend more time with him than I do my wife.
Well, we got a glimpse of KaÇi in his chair too. These are anxious moments for him. He doesn't want to get too far behind. 4-1 and counting, because it looks like Francisco has found the measure of the break.
There goes the 1-ball.
Look at the 2. 2, the 3 near the bottom left corner, 4 in the middle of the table. Well, these are ominous signs if you're an KaÇi fan.
And again, sets that cue ball up on the far side, cuts that 1-ball into the side. He's definitely found something in this break. And again, has another slight backdoor cut on that 2, but can come around the table try and secure position on that 3.
In his mind, you'll see his eyes
Attention, please.
just plotting the path he wants that cue ball to take to leave that window to get through to the 3. That 4 ball was causing a lot of problems right now for him. He needs this window.
And he didn't get it. Not only did he not get it, the 4 and the cue ball are now married to one another.
That 4 ball was always the concern for him. It was just in a spot where he knew the path was going to be going with the cue ball. He thought he played it hard enough to clear the 4, not so. Well, a good hit. So that's where the happy stories end. That was a chance for FSR, and he knows it.
Question is, what does KaÇi do with this 3 ball now?
Can he see it?
Attention, please.
Can he even see the 3? He got down and had a look. I didn't realize the cue ball was in that deep where the point could be taking the clear path to the 3 away.
If he can see it, he can barely see it. Smart play there by KaÇi. Not trying to do anything fancy, just make contact and try and clear that cue ball out so that there's no real availability.
Yeah, he had to clip a rail with that 3 because he wasn't playing the cue ball hard enough to get to the cushion.
Did leave a window here, though.
No window there.
Called the 3 ball. You see some path he liked, because he didn't hesitate on that at all, Jim.
Good reply, though. Excellent reply.
Absolutely. It's kind of the definition of a two-way shot, huh? If I make it, I'm good. If I don't make it, I'm still good.
Yeah, we said that when Francisco was playing Federer earlier, it could be just the difference. The break might prove to be the difference between them. Was so little to choose, and ended up being the kicking game, really. And I thought that Federer really got the better of Francisco in the kicking game.
It was really the 2 costly scratches that did Federer in.
Yeah, the one I think you were talking about off air with me, the 1 ball where he just feathered the 1 ball into the side pocket. The cue ball found the side pocket.
He had an 8-5 lead at that point, and then he ended up losing 5 of the next 6.
Smattering of applause. I wonder if it's the people that are right behind this shot that can confirm that he can't get through to it, because now our camera angle tells us that.
He's got his playing cue and his jump cue. Actually, he has his break cue and his jump cue. This game's easy when you can do things like that, huh, Jim?
Special. No other word to describe it.
And he drew it back for position on the 4. Comes out for that 5. 1 rail as KaÇi looks on. And again, no real difficulties on this rack.
Yeah, all manufactured by a fantastic shot on the 3.
And if he can successfully pot these next 3 balls, then there's no reason he shouldn't. He's going to be halfway home. It's going to be 5-1. Draws back a little bit for the 10, which he'll deposit on the opposite side of the table. And there you have it. 5-1 advantage for Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, and we will be back right after this.
Thank you.
And welcome back, folks. 5-1. That's the current situation here in the final of the Predator WPA Men's World 10-Ball Championship. Both players have left the main arena for the time being, but Francisco Sanchez Ruiz in command over Eklund KaÇi, and he has been really from the outset. He's breaking well. He's played a couple unbelievably good jump shots.
As we see Francisco Sanchez Ruiz's cues, using the BK rush break cue, the air rush jump cue, and I think that's the Predator icon playing cue with the Revo shaft. If I didn't pass the test, I'm sure I'll be told later on by one of the representatives from Predator. And you know, Jim, sometimes this break could actually benefit KaÇi. How many times have we seen a player gets hot, the opposing player calls a timeout, takes a break, cools him off a little bit? So it might be to KaÇi's advantage that we're taking this brief intermission. We'll need to see.
Well, that's absolutely the game plan. No, he's just trying to break his rhythm because he's definitely found it. I mean, it's a race to 10. And if you're not sat with someone you're not supposed to be sat with, now's the time to move.
It's time to scatter. as the players return to their.
He knows.
Well,
he knows where the water is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been quite a week. We had a week for the Alpha Las Vegas Open 10 ball, a repeat champion, Victor Selensky, back-to-back years. He's won that event.
And what a performance by Seo in the women's event. Won that on Monday evening, the night before this event got started.
Yeah, and everything kind of teed up the World 10 ball. But it's been a long 13 days. You've had league action here, 7,000 BCA league players, over 300 tables set in, I think it was about 4 conference rooms, or convention rooms, pardon me. And it's just been like pool playing heaven, really. If you're an amateur, I've said it many times, great time to come on down, meet your sporting heroes and get some autographs signed, your picture taken with them, because they're all very approachable.
Not only that, we have the 3-cushion World Cup going on as well. So all disciplines of pool and billiard being played here, with the one exception, I guess, being snooker.
Yeah, he's got the brake working. This is going to be very short night for KaÇi. The way that Sanchez Ruiz is breaking right now.
Again, that one ball sets up on that, breaking on the side again. That one ball cuts right into the side pocket. And he got the 7 ball as well. So I guess the only question here is, do you go for the sharp cut in the corner, or do you do that backdoor cut that you've been executing all match into that side pocket? He has the angle to come around the table for the 3 if he goes into the side, from what I'm seeing. Although he is looking at that cluster, so that may not work.
Attention, please.
Yeah, shaking his head. 3 doesn't go by the 8.
Yeah.
So that didn't work.
I think his plan was to try and get the cue ball on the opposite side of the 3 so that he could shoot it into the pocket where he's standing now. But he also saw that that cluster was in the way and was going to cause problems.
And I'll tell you something. Now we're getting another look at this 3 from a perfect camera angle. Whoever that young man is on the floor, you stay right there. That's perfect. Oh, he's gotten lucky, though. He's gotten lucky. He taps the table. He's not happy about it, and it almost looked like that 3 went, but there's what welcomes KaÇi to the table.
It was inviting enough that he went for it, for sure, so he saw the same thing that we did.
It can be a very cruel game at times.
Extension, please.
As KaÇi looks, he's clearly just going to try and make contact with this ball. Looks like he's going to come out 2 rails and try and kick it towards that side pocket. Be a similar shot that he attempted a couple racks ago. Nicely done by KaÇi.
Yeah, and the crowd very appreciative too, as was Francisco, who just tapped the table. That's all you ever ask for, really, I think, as a player, is you just want everything to kind of break even. You don't want it to run against you. Of course, you don't mind if it runs for you, but
absolutely,
you'd take the break-even proposition and head home.
That's pretty inviting if I'm KaÇi. Do you go for the jump here? He's got his playing cue in his hand.
Yeah, he may be able to get straight through to it between the 5 and the 6.
He's cueing like he can. See, I thought he needed to jump the 5 a little bit. His young eyes told him he didn't need to jump anything. As he draws it back for position on the 4. And bottom line is, if KaÇi's going to be any kind of a threat in this match, he needs to do something sometime around now. With a 5-1 deficit, you don't want to go down 6-1 in a race to 10.
With the amount of time that he spent in his chair in this match, even the shot that he just hit on the 4 I thought was pretty impressive.
So he has no real obstructions here. And if all things go as scripted, it should be 5-2 here in a matter of moments. And we'll see if KaÇi, assuming he can run out, makes any adjustments on that second break of the match. Draws back about 1.5 feet to pocket the 9 ball in the opposite corner of where he just put the 8. He'll come out one rail and put the 10 ball in the same pocket he put the 8 ball in, and we're just a few feet away from 5-2.
And that was a vital rack, a vital clearance. 5-2 confirmed.
And again, he is trailing. KaÇi is certainly a threat regardless of the score. He won the World 10 Ball Championship here 2 years ago. He's played on Mosconi Cup teams.
But the #1 player in the world right now is dictating the pace. John Lehman looking for the perfect rack, as always. And we'll see if KaÇi can find the perfect break.
Looks like he's about to set up in the center of the table again, Jim.
Well, looked like he was thinking about it, though.
Well, if he's unsuccessful with this break, we may see some changes in his next turn to the table where he has the break. Two ball fell.
And look at the 1.
And that is the advantage when you do make a ball on the break, breaking from the center of the table. As you see, that cue ball just pops up. Got kicked a little bit, but for the most part stayed right in the center of the table. And he has perfect shape on that 1 to come in between the 6 and the 8 to get down table for the 3. Executed nicely, and of course he's right there for that 4 ball in the side.
Got to travel with that cue ball from the 5 to the 6. So in his mind right now, he's just thinking where he wants to leave that white to be able to get that cue ball back up table for the 6.
That 5 to that 6 is the real question mark in this rack. Looks like he's going with follow, which he does. Is he going to get there? He did not. So you really had two options there. You could play with draw, but then you bring the side pocket into play with the scratch. He elected for follow, tried to come out 3 rails, but didn't get there, unfortunately, for him.
That was always going to be the problem, that shot, though. Well, he called the side pocket. He's not going away from the table. I mean, this was played at the speed that it had not gone in. It would have sat up on the top cushion, which might have been a better result, actually.
He loves those side pockets, doesn't he? He nearly pocketed that 3-ball on a kick earlier in the match, and now that shot. No easy task here with this 7-ball, though. And he elects to play safe.
Well, the short cue will be coming out for sure here.
Question for me is, do you call the side or do you call the corner?
We're going to know soon enough. There you go. Side pocket nominated. And now he's looking at the line. He wants that 7 to take.
As we said in the previous match, it was a crucial rack for KaÇi. This is a crucial rack for FSR. You don't want to let your opponent get, as he misses the 7 in the side. And how's that for a leave? I was just about to say, you don't want to let your opponent hang around. Which it looks like is exactly what he's done with this misplayed jump shot, as KaÇi's about to turn this into 5-3 if he can complete this run out. As he comes over 1 rail, he'll put that 9-ball in the opposite corner of where the 8 went. And what looked like it was going to be a runaway from the early stages has become a match.
Yeah, a couple good safeties from KaÇi, kicks. And all of a sudden, this match has a pulse again. But this 10 to get to 5-3. Into the heart of the pocket, and 5-3 confirmed. Well, fans, we're going to go for a quick 2-minute break, and when we come back, you'll be welcomed by George Teachea and Christina Tkach. Enjoy it to a conclusion.
Enjoy, everybody, and have a great evening.
And thank you, folks. We're back to the live action. This is George Teachea, joined by Christina KaÇi, with KaÇi kicking it off at trailing 3-5 to Francisco Sanchez Ruiz in his bid to his 3 discipline championships for 1 year, 8, 9, and 10 ball. KaÇi wants to put a stop to that, so he's got some work to do. And what a match you've been treated to so far. It looked like it was going to get away with Francisco coming up and breaking and running the first 2 racks, but then KaÇi made a run of his own. He won a whole game from the 4 ball and has won the last 2 games since, after Ruiz won 3. Well, big break by Mr. KaÇi, and the 1 ball seems to be open. Christina, what do you think?
It is definitely open. It's not makeable though. Unless you would like to go for crazy bank.
The crazy bank.
Which I don't think you would.
Well, the crazy bank, the 8 ball probably stops his progress to get position on the 3. But more than likely, you're correct. You'll probably go behind the 6-4.
Yeah, most likely he will look for some defense shot in here.
He's asked for an extension. I mean, we started out this match, the beginning of this match, with a great tribute to Mark Griffin, the founder of CSI, and someone who really made a difference in the pool community. And now we are here, the second half of this final match for the 2023 WPA World 10-Ball Championship. And that young man, the winner of 1 and 3rd place in our semi-finalist in the other. And is he going to get on this 3? Oh, enough. 9 balls got him.
I think it's just enough. I mean, Francisco will have a relevantly easy jump shot.
And neither of these 2 gentlemen are shy about jumping the ball. Will he go back for his jump cue? Can't use too much more time. We're down to 20 seconds of his extension. Oh, and there's a rail, but nothing really available for Mr. KaÇi.
No open shot on a 1 ball. And you're thinking about another defense shot in here. Maybe thin cut 1 ball on the right side. Just like that, to bring the cue ball behind 7.
Boy, we have highlight after highlight out of these matches, these semi-final matches, and this final match has been just filled with them, folks. Watching some of the best pool we've seen in a long, long time. Top players in the world showing off their skills.
No, 1 ball doesn't go in. And Francisco left straight in 1 ball, almost straight in 1 ball for KaÇi.
And he put some Slams it in the reverse, comes back for this 3-5 combo.
Yeah, it seems like he's going to take this combination. And he made it. He made it, and now he has an open table. Oh, he has to take care about this cue ball for the 4.
If he can get up by that 9 ball by going a lot of right spin here,
That's what I thought
he
about.
might play safe too, though. He might just stop the cue ball up against the 4 and flush that 3 ball out, just like this.
Yeah.
Oh, don't go. Oh.
Good thing he caught the 9 ball.
Yes, it was headed right.
I mean, he wouldn't be hooked really,
No.
but Francisco would definitely take advantage of this.
Great shot by KaÇi. Great decision not to play the 3 ball and play the available safe. Well, Francisco hit the wrong side of that ball. He was trying to tie up the 4 underneath the 8 there, but really it wouldn't have done him any good because he can take ball in hand here, Christina.
All right. Ball in hand. No problems on the table. And a great chance for KaÇi to steal another rack from Francisco. Good angle on the 6. Now, will he try to go 1 rail around 10 ball? Or he will try to go around the 7? I would think he will go 1 rail just like that.
Yeah, just straight up with a little bit hint of inside there to
Yeah.
come right at the 10.
See from the right, David Al-Qaeda cheering for his very good friend.
Oh, nice shot. This crowd wants a great match, don't they?
Yeah.
Joe's for the side.
And Francisco is taking a break.
KaÇi just won't be denied. We're going to go for a 1-minute break as the player has. See you soon. And we are back, but the players are not. So that means I get to fill you with some time. These players have met 10 times, with Francisco winning 4 of them. The last 2, Francisco won in 2022, the Alaska Open, the Euro Tour, and the Eurotour Dynamic Billiard in Bulgaria. He won 9-6, 9-8 against KaÇi. And in February, there's UGC 2011 10-ball champion. There's Esteban Robles, your Alpha Coin CEO. And who was sitting there next to him? Was that Balaj next to him? Kareem?
No, I don't think it was Kareem.
I didn't see who was sitting next to Uji.
Was it the president of the World Federation?
Oh yes, it was Shane Tyree, Billiard Congress of America. Well, back to the previous. KaÇi won 72 games and lost 39 in this tournament, with the exception of what's going on right now. And Francisco Sanchez went 72 and 41. So actually, Sanchez has lost 2 games more than Eklund has, and as you can see, that's how tight this whole match is.
Yeah, it's a very back and forth match. Both of players are one of the best in the world, so I wouldn't expect anything less than a hill in here.
Yeah.
Or at least very close match.
KaÇi, of the 4 finalists, had the lowest Fargo. He only had an 824.
Just 824.
Yeah. Good look around at the crowd. There's J.R. Burkhart from Phoenix. There comes Eklund KaÇi, John Lehman, and here comes Francisco Sanchez, who leads this match 5-4, but his opponent will be breaking because he's won the last 3 games in a row. What a kick shot KaÇi just finished making last game, the game before last, on that 6-ball to the side pocket.
Yeah.
What a great shot. Warp speed, no balls. Long shot on the 1.
Long shot on the 1 ball, and Francisco have to decide what defense to play in here.
Oh, what a match we saw from Francisco Sanchez versus Fedor Gorst. The defense was just the moving. Both players were just absolutely amazing. And Francisco coming away with a 1-game win, a hill win over Fedor. And now he's facing Eklund KaÇi.
He didn't find anything good from the spot he'd been left.
KaÇi, your option.
KaÇi himself just off a big match with Joshua Filler, another barn burner.
I'm curious what shot he's going to take.
I would try hit the right side of it and try to bring the cue ball down towards the 2 and use those 4 balls there as cover.
Well, he called the
Hit it real
bank
thin.
in the right pocket.
Oh, he's going behind the 9. And did he? Oh my, what a shot. What a touch.
Well, it's a trap right here, I would say. Well, he might try to kick it 3 rails. Long, short, long, long again,
Attention, please.
and then the 1 ball maybe. But it's the cue ball would be very close to the rail, and if he's going to hit it really hard, the
Yeah,
cue
he's
ball
gonna-
might just jump off the table.
This is tough. I think I'd just go 1 rail off of it and try to bend it back with a lot of right spin.
Oh. Not. Oh, he actually seen more than we thought.
Oh yeah, he could almost made it. Saved the scratch. He's going to find himself behind the 6 ball, I think. "31-year-old from Murcia, Spain, España."
Another great safety by KaÇi.
Yes, sir.
He's playing at 1 rail, called the 4 ball. And no, straight in on a 1 ball, and if so, no, he's not. Wanted to say if so, he would just roll it down to the 2 ball and split 7 and 3 from a nice angle on a 2, but
Attention, please.
it's not straight in. He's trying to decide which pocket to play in, and probably he should go for the side.
Nice shot, held it nicely for the 2. Would you open up this 3 ball?
I would give it a try. I mean, even if you would like to play position to play safety after that, it would still be pretty hard to get there, so why would you try go ahead and split them?
And he has, and he came out smelling like a rose. Here's a nice camera angle.
Yeah. Couldn't ask for a better result than this. Can you see a great tattoo of Eklund perfection on his neck?
Uh-oh.
Don't go behind the 7.
He's going to have to travel a little. Looks like it did.
I think he exhaled a little bit in there.
I do think he was holding his breath. He says, oh, no, not a jump shot.
Yeah, the good thing is not on the rail. He's not hooked. And he has a good angle to go for the 5.
Oh, this is going to take, no, this is perfect. Shots,
Yeah.
I was just going to say, shots like that are what championships are made of.
Yeah, maybe not as straight as he would want to. Sorry, he's a little straighter than he wanted. But I'm sure he can recover drawing it back in a long rail with touch of inside spin. Oh, he actually had an angle, natural angle to go. Never mind.
Either way, that's still a very good shot to get there.
Yeah.
And nicely controlled. Yeah, he'll probably put the cue ball right back where it's at now.
Wow.
Playing with fire.
If this would go in, I'd say it's almost a beginner mistake, really. Because you would want to play with a lot of spin and let the spin do the work instead of drawing and catching this TD of the pocket of the point.
The knuckle of the pocket is
Knuckle
what
of
I
the
call
pocket,
it.
Yeah.
Oh my,
Ooh.
what a big miss there. Is he going to come out with it? Well, things could change here.
Oh, and all started with this 6-ball again. And anyway, it was relevantly easy shot for Eklund to miss, but when you're in the rail and the side pocket has this little rubber, and sometimes it's hard to stroke your cue through this rubber. And I know some players.
The light gray area
Yeah.
around the pocket that we
Yeah.
can see on the screen? Okay. Yeah.
So maybe he caught that and cost him accuracy. Well,
Oh, and Sanchez comes with a miss of his own. I can just see all the YouTube chatters. Looks like a couple of amateurs. Even champions makes mistakes like this.
I mean, it was not an easy shot. Cue
No.
ball next to the rail and, you know, under the pressure. It's not an easy shot at all. Right? Eklund is back on track.
See if it comes straight across. On this shot, well, yeah, it's just.
Maybe around the 10.
Well, I'm afraid of hitting the 10 because then you leave yourself real long.
But the 10 ball, like, pretty off the. Yeah, off the rail, so there was a big room to go.
Mhm.
See, the problem is with very clean balls and new cloth, when you try to play hard in the side pocket with inside spin, a lot of times it's just sliding and you end up short, and it's
And you are very good point.
yeah.
Yeah, the ball slides off the rail and doesn't grab and doesn't
Yeah.
roll far enough. KaÇi looking to tie things up. This 10 ball does it. And folks, let me give you an example of how tight this match is. In 2017, October 25th, 2017, they played in the U.S. Open 9-ball championships, and they met twice in that same tournament. San Francisco wins it 11-5. Later on in the tournament, Eklund wins it 11-7. So, if that doesn't give you an idea how close these guys are, I'm not sure what else will. And that info is courtesy of Fargo Rate with their head-to-head matches. New little toy they gave me to play with where I can pull up information like that. KaÇi to break after winning 4 games in a row to tie things up. If you can get this big break going, all he wants is control. There goes the 3. Cue ball on the 1. Will the 5 ball give him a shot? It did.
It did, and no problems on the table. Now it's the matter how straight he is on the 1 to get to this 2 ball. Even if he has a slight angle, he may want to leave the cue ball around 8 ball area. Let's take a closer look at what angle he has. Yeah. Anywhere but behind the 8.
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, he went into the 8 ball.
Perfectly, perfectly. He used it as an insurance stopper.
And even though 8 ball now is in the path of the 6, I still think 6-8 combination is not really hard. Maybe it's not even blocking, so
Yeah.
we'll see when he gets there. Just checking how big of a pocket there is for the 6 ball. Watch this tee short. He doesn't want it to touch any balls because it's all ball. How you call it?
Fouls.
Yeah.
All ball
All
fouls.
ball fouls. Yeah. So apparently there is enough pocket for the 6 ball.
And it's 4 1/4 inches. There's 2 inches out of play, and the other 2 1/4 will fit this ball.
Very well. Now it's his choice to either draw all the way back to the short rail, which I wouldn't think he will do, or just play slide draw back.
10 ball. Didn't get him. It scared
No.
me. Gave me a little
No.
scare. As you look through the stands, you'll see players and players all spread out in the stands. They're all watching where they would have liked to have been.
Yeah. Watch and learn. Or just watch and enjoy. And 10 ball to take the first lead in this match for KaÇi. Very needed to break down the momentum. And it's in.
As you can see, that's David Al-Qaeda, Ishan Singh, your WPA president, and that was a break and run from KaÇi to put an accent mark on his 5 games in a row. Your 8 ball and 9 ball champion in the chair. Raring to go if he gets a shot. He wants to be your 10 ball champion too. And KaÇi wants his 10 ball championship, a world title, and trying to work his way back to that WPA #1 ranking that he had when he was 19 years old. Now at 24.
Yeah, we're actually the same age, but I
Right.
look like 15 and he looks like 30. How easily the look can fool you.
Yes. What a break. Wow, what he smacked those.
And you've got a great reward for that. Straight 1 ball.
He is
Open shot on a 1 ball. Yeah.
he's open all the way around. I don't know what would stop him from getting another break and run here.
I don't think either. He is going to make mistake in here. The only thing he has to think about is to create a good angle, the right angle on the 2. because he doesn't want to end up from the right side of it. Or if he does, it has to be pretty big angle like where the cue ball is now, so he can use the bottom short rail to come back. And he did leave himself from a left side, which gives him an opportunity just to roll the cue ball right behind the 8. It's a pretty big room for the cue ball over there.
You know what I notice about a lot of professional players is they don't like to roll a ball behind the ball. Do they?
What do you mean behind the ball?
For instance, to come around behind the 8 ball for the 4 ball and leave it on the bottom rail. But that's
Okay.
exactly what he's going to do. It's exactly what he's going to do. They usually stay above that. What a great shot from KaÇi. But you called that, and you called it right because he had the perfect angle to do that.
Yeah.
KaÇi looking mighty strong here.
He does, and if he managed to finish this rack, he's going to be 7-5 up in a race to 10. Which is already a strong sign that Francisco has to do something.
And that means at this point he will break and run. If he runs this out, he breaks and runs 2 racks, just like Francisco started out the match.
Yeah, you never know with the break like Ackland has. Almost always makes the ball in the break, and it's just a matter of little luck if he's going to see this 1 or 2 ball to run the rack up.
Did he get the angle that he needs to go down for the 8?
I think so. I think he just needs a little draw shot and put it in between this 10 and 9 window. It's hard to say from this angle how much of an angle he has. He actually was on a different side of the 7.
Yeah, he was on the other side, so yeah. I think for safety's sake, and since it's a cut, he'll play the 9 to the same corner as the 8. Or will he go 2 rails right towards it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to go up. Perfectly played.
And the 10 ball is in, and Eklund extend his lead to 7-5. Very threatening with a break like he does. Kev?
Very threatening indeed. It's kind of disheartening. How do you feel when you're in the chair and someone's putting a 2-pack on you and about to, try to go for 3?
It's hard feeling. You can't do anything. You just can, wait in your chair and prepare yourself for the next very opportunity you'll get. Doesn't matter if it's kicking or jumping or running out the table. It's very important to use this time wisely when you're in the chair. Don't overthink. Don't put extra pressure on you. Pressure's already there. And just go with the flow. Sometimes it does really help.
Good advice from the 24-year-old young lady. Up and coming. I forgot to check exactly where you are in the women's standing.
In a watch this cue
Oh,
ball.
cue ball. No, she's okay.
No, he's okay. But no balls on the break. Yeah, because I've missed the whole year,
Yeah, you guys both.
and it's I'm getting there back, but
Getting it back, that's
takes
right.
some time.
Yeah, you unfortunately you were blocked from playing certain types of events, so you made do by going to where did you go around the country to play?
Everywhere.
Everywhere you could find a small tournament, right?
Yeah, a lot of Midwest, and
Uh-huh.
we've been everywhere, from Vegas and Sacramento to Florida. So all around the country.
Were you in Texas? Did you guys go to Skinny Bob's
We
in
did.
Austin? Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. Oh. Poor safety shot by Francisco. He caught this 2-ball that stopped the cue ball from going behind the 10, and now not quite sure if the 2-ball goes in the pocket without 10-ball disturbing it.
Doesn't have much of a pocket. He got
And
perfect.
He played for the short side.
Look at this.
that
Not
shot.
only the short side for the correct pocket, because the
Yeah.
other one's blocked. What a great shot.
And look how close he's been to this 5-ball. I felt like it barely moved from the air. Wow. It's a world shot. World class shot. And the only difficulty is on this table is it's 6 to 8 combination, sorry. But pretty sure it's straight in. And Eklund shouldn't have any problems executing it. Going to tack his short in.
Extension, please.
Good camera angle. And he's made it. I think you wanted to be a little. No, not a little straighter, because then he wants the cue ball to travel off the rail and the 6-ball stay where the 8-ball is.
Oh, but look at this. That's hard to believe that ball missed.
I think he was thinking more about holding this
That's
cue
what-
ball.
Oh, there was the 8-ball was just off the
Just
rail,
off the
and he
rail.
hit the rail
Yeah.
inside, and it was enough to push it to the outside of the pocket. Wow. I was looking at that before he shot it, and I thought he'd be okay. Didn't think that would push it out of the pocket.
No, but good thing for Eklund. He tied the 6 and 8 up, and man, this is a very hard situation.
I don't know if he can just kind of like push the 8-ball in
don't-
with the cue ball.
I don't think so.
It looks like it's just too far out
Yeah.
of the pocket.
He's trying to maybe a safety.
He's called the 8-ball. Is he going to try to push it in with the cue ball?
Oh.
Yeah, that was it was just too far out of the pocket. Big break for Eklund after missing the 6-8 combo. That it ends up that way.
Yes, he was hoping the 8-ball would go in
Mhm.
it, and probably in the first days of competition it would. But as we speak already, the pocket's only getting tighter, so can't really get away with shots like that anymore.
He left that one out. The 6th ball being trouble for both players.
Wow, what an unexpected miss from KaÇi.
Didn't leave anything easy. He just has to make the 6, but he's on the very close to the rail.
He already missed not a similar shot, but also cue ball on the rail 7 ball. Let's see how he's going to manage.
And there you have it.
Two missed shots in a row by Francisco. You're not going to see it quite often.
Oh my.
Called the bank for the 6. In case he's going to miss it, he's going to miss it in a pro side, leaving the 6 ball in a short rail, but he did not miss it.
He drained it. KaÇi will make quick work of these last 3 balls. Probably end up leaving the cue ball right where it is now after making this 9. Straight in on the 10 to get to 8. And close the gap. He needs 2 games to be crowned the 2023 WPA World 10-ball champion. And keep Francisco from achieving his dream. We'll be right back, folks, with the conclusion.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the match is over, we'd appreciate it if you stick around for the awards ceremony. Thank you.
And we are back, but the players are not. But KaÇi has rattled off or reeled off 7 games in a row to lead 8-5 over Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. 3 of those last racks that he's strung together were breaking runs. Hello to everyone there. Everyone saying hi to you folks on your computers at home, on your televisions.
It's so great to see how many people come down to watch finals
Yeah.
to support their favorite player.
It'd be awesome to watch somebody up there with a "Hi Mom" card. And so I'll just say goodnight, Campbell, and that'll take care of my granddaughter going to bed.
Fans introducing KaÇi back, screaming perfection as Tattoo says on his neck.
KaÇi to break. Now, I was mistaken when I said the last 3 racks were break and run, the last 2 racks, and then the missed 6 ball by both
Yeah.
players. I got that one wrong.
It's the 1 ball in. And is there a shot on a 2?
Looks like he's straight in, but will he go? If he can draw it, he can follow it, can't he? Well, he might not be able to cut it in the side, Christina.
No, I don't think he sees enough to do that. And he played the bank.
What a great shot. He had to get between the window of the 5-9 or the 9-10, and he can't see enough of the 2 ball to cut it in the side, so he banks the ball and stays there for the 3 with a perfect angle to go after the 4 with inside English. Now he's just going to go ahead and he's got something else in mind for the 4 ball.
From what he's pointed, I think he will try to make the cue ball go on the bottom short rail and find a cover for the 4 in 5 and 7.
Attention, please.
Like maybe bank it right towards the 9 real soft and then get that cover. That looks good.
But I think
Oh,
he
he's changed his mind.
changed his
He's
mind.
changed his mind again. Well, he's using his extension. He's going back to his original shot. Oh, it leaked out, but he doesn't have the 4 ball. Does he have a? Will he risk a carom to make the no? Not there either
No,
for a
I
10.
don't think so.
Attention, please.
Will he try to play 4 ball off the 6? That's what he called?
That's what he called. He's got to hit it awful thick. And will it
Yes.
travel that far? He's got to. Wow.
But
Well-
the good thing, if he's going to undercut the 4, it's going to travel on the other side of a table, and he might play actual safety. But no.
What a shot!
Wasn't really rewarded for the shot like that.
I haven't seen where this 5-ball ends up. No, not a good thing. Well, I don't think he has much of a choice but to maybe play some kind of a, he can't play a two-way shot.
No, it's called the 8. He's going for the 8. And he's made it. With 2 beautiful shots in a row. Under so much pressure. Just tells you how big of a heart Francisco Sanchez Ruiz has.
He's made 2, like you just said, 2 beautiful, great shots in a row.
Well, Francisco Sanchez is back in the game, stealing, almost stealing this game from Eklund.
Stole that game with 2 great shots, and Karim Balaj, CEO and owner of Predator Group, watches his players fighting each other for a final, both Predator-sponsored players. The young man from Spain and the young man from Albania.
Eklund actually came up with his own pool hole
Yes,
recently
we
in Tirana, Albania. There's not a lot of good pool holes out there.
Now,
So yeah.
did he put that together with Predator tables?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the
Predator
first pool
lights.
hall.
Yeah,
It's the first pool hall in the world, I believe, that has nothing but Predator
Yeah.
tables in it.
you're right. And I think there is one snooker table. I might be wrong, but
I wouldn't think you would be, because he was playing snooker for Albania for a while.
yeah. His little brother actually playing pretty good as well in snooker. And KaÇi himself has some snooker background.
Well, as we watch this match, I know my granddaughter Ellis is watching this match, and she's about to go. It's bedtime, so off you go, kid. There goes the 5, shot on the 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Las Vegas. We have one heck of a match.
Yeah. What seemed to be really not almost over, but you know, seemed very hard to come back for Ruiz. Now he has an open table to cut the deficit for only 1 point.
And it goes down, and he's got shape.
Now he needs a good angle on the 4, like that, to play 2 rails for the 6 in the left, sorry, in the right corner.
This cue ball will be traveling right towards that side pocket. He'll catch the rail just before.
Oh.
And he's missed the 4. That's 3 shots from Francisco. It won't happen. Oh, it's just as he was beginning to feel it, you could see it in his body language. He was starting to get animated, and that just put a cold step on it.
Attention, please.
Wow, to be able to steal this one back would have been great for Francisco. Instead, KaÇi has the opportunity to get on the hill.
And most likely he is going to play the 6 ball in the left corner past the 7.
That 4 ball is going to haunt Francisco if KaÇi closes this out. It's going to haunt him.
You know, I don't know about other players, but sometimes when you miss some shots, when you fall asleep, you see them in your dreams. This is how much
I know exactly what you're saying. I've had it happen, believe me.
this is how much of a disappointment. And there are certain misses you're going to remember till the rest of your life. I have a couple of these.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I can tell you a shot right now that I missed back in 1990 or 89, playing some Filipino road player. Cost me the match, and we all have them.
Yeah.
They all have them, and there's some that stand out, and some you just let go.
Yep.
Coming right back for the 9 in the upper left-hand corner, short side position. Unless he can come into the 10. Oh, he might have to come into the 10, huh?
I don't know if he can really cheat the pocket a little bit and still come with a straight draw back. Just like that.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Wow. Wow. Every 5th shot is the highlight reel.
Yeah. He missed very similar 6 ball in the same corner.
Didn't miss that one.
No.
And this 10 ball to get on the hill and break for the last time to win the 10 ball championship. What a match this has been. Even though KaÇi reeled off 7 games in a row, it's been a great match. And that gentleman gave us a very great match when he faced the semifinal, when he faced Fedor Gorst. And folks, for all of you out there, the next 10 years is going to bring you a lot of action from these 3 guys. They're young, and they haven't even reached their peak. I mean, they're playing fantastic, world class, and they're 10 years from their peak.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. It'll be worth watching on your screens, or come out and watch it live. Just standing up was Jesus Atencio, the backer, I think, or his traveling companion.
And the break for the win.
All
For
eyes.
the win and little check for $60,000.
Little check.
Little check.
Little check. Well, the cue ball's safe, but the 8 ball, is it gonna do it?
Oh. Francisco jumped off the chair. In the very same second, the 8 ball stopped in front of the pocket.
Oh, wow. Disappointed the 8 ball didn't go in.
but Eklund keeping his composure, not showing any emotions.
And this young man at the table is very dangerous. He gets on a roll and he seems to really come with what he needs when he really needs it.
You're right. He's looking at this window of a 10 and a 4. He wants to land the cue ball right there. Ended up with really safer option.
Looks like you might just go ahead and play safe for the side pocket. No, it's too far out. Never mind. He'll travel that cue ball right at the 10. That's what he's looking at. Yeah, he wants to make sure when he comes off that bottom rail is traveling in line with the 10 ball, so if he gets up that high, which he almost has to for the 4, he bumps it out of the way.
No, I think what he was looking
Oh, he's
at,
going for the side.
yeah, to play 4 of the 7.
Oh, there you go. Safer option.
Oh,
It's a big pocket up there with the 8. No, does he have the angle? Looks like he does, doesn't it? Looks like he might be able to get there. He might just come right back at it, just like this. On the 50-yard line. Can play either pocket, the corner or the side. Which one will he play? The side pocket, it looks like.
and it's in. And he left himself just enough angle to come off this long rail. The 10 ball in the side, or 10 ball in the corner. Actually had a less angle. Oh, and it's in.
Closes the gap to 2 games. And John Lehman, our head referee, racking the balls, and KaÇi just staring at the table, staying focused. Finally, Francisco can come to the table. He stopped the bleeding after losing 7 straight games. He won one, lost one, and won another. Now with the break, can he win some of them back and keep KaÇi in his chair for a couple of games? And force that hill you all love to see. 1 ball straight in. 9 balled in, down, shot on the 2, And wow, can you see this crowd wanting to see more pool? High pressure, high dollar.
You're right. The only problem is here is not really get to the 3 ball, but from 3 to 4, the 7 ball is on the way. So he has to maneuver this cue ball very well.
That ball plays big, doesn't it? It really stops him from coming over for the 4 easily. He's going to have to find his way around it and risk going by the 7.
And not taking any risks and deciding to go for the combo. Again, there is no early 10 balls. 10 ball is going to be spotted back. So he has to measure the speed for the 4. Not to travel way too far from the cue ball, so he can have a shot and keep running the table.
Little space between the 2 balls. Fairly routine combo, but are combos ever routine? Unless they're lined up dead. It's got a slight cut to it.
Well, cue ball didn't travel far enough, or the 4 ball traveled way too far.
Well, he's got a very thin cut. Do you take this or do you take the safety?
The problem with the cut is where the cue ball is going to travel, and if it's going to stop enough for the 4, for the 5,
Mm-hmm.
unless he will think cut with a lot of spin.
No, he's not going for it. I think that's a very wise choice, unless it's leaked out and left him a shot.
I think it did. To be honest,
I agree with you. I think he left him enough to stop it on the 6.
he left him enough to
no.
make it.
Yes. Big
The
shot.
only problem now is the cue ball again. It's going to bump into the 6.
If it bumps into the 6 and stays there, he'll be happy with it.
Attention, please.
This is match shot. He makes this and hits that 6 and stays there. I think he wins the match.
And if he wins the match, he wins the World Championships. To be double World 10 ball champion. And he'd been actually 3rd in
Yeah.
the World 9 ball championship.
High finishes 2 out of 3 times. But he's got to get it done right here. He went for the bank.
He went for the safety, and
He got it.
the 4 ball doesn't pass the 8 to go in the pocket.
What a great two-way shot that was.
Very well done. You can see all this body English
Yeah,
Dirty movements.
I think he has two choices here. He's gonna. Did he call it? He's gonna try to cut it in.
You called a 4 ball on the side.
Oh.
Wow. What a shot. Oh. She wouldn't like this one.
This could do it for the reigning 8-ball, 9-ball champion. KaÇi staring right down, a straight-in shot on the 4 with a stop shot for the 5. And then 4 balls to go for this WPA World 10-Ball Championship.
Well, he ran it a little further than he wanted to, definitely. But now he can play cue ball in the window of 6 and 7. Try even maybe bump into the 7.
Yes, I would just not too hard, because you could go behind the 8 if you bump into the 7. But he's going to go right between them, just like you said, nice and soft. He hits this ball so nice. He's going around it. He's going
Beautiful.
around it on the left side. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Now he just holds his nerve and finishes out the rack. These 2 balls.
See the silence.
All the cameras getting ready.
Again.
Smile on his face, smile of relief. He says, go ahead, make the noise.
And it's in. KaÇi is 2023 World 10-Ball Champion.
Two out of 3 years, you're 10-ball champion. The 3rd year, he was a semi-finalist.
Sanchez, Ruiz!
I'll close it out for us here tonight, folks. This is George Teechea and Christina Tkach. Thank you for joining us. John Lehman, our head referee, will instruct you on the closing ceremonies. And have fun watching. What an honor to commentate this match. Have fun, folks.
Francisco. Opposite side, guys. There we go. Down further. All right. Of the 2023 Predator WPA Men's World Pinball Championship. We are hosted here in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Rio All Suite Hotel and Casino. Our founding partners are the Predator Group and CueSports International. Our official partners are Ruiz brand, Medallia Light, Rums of Puerto Rico, Discover Puerto Rico, and Fargo Rate. Our event is played on the best equipment in the world. Predator Apex Pro pool tables, covered with Predator Arcadia Performance Cloth. We use Predator Arcos 2 balls and are under the Predator Arena lights. Right now, I'd like to introduce our dignitaries for the awards presentation. Please welcome Mr. Karim Belaz, CEO of Predator Group. Mr. Ozzy Reynolds, CEO of CueSports International. Mr. I. Sean Singh, President of the World Pool-Billiard Association. Mr. Shane Tyree from the Billiard Congress of America. And Mr. Ruiz, 2011 WPA World Pinball Champion. Third place and winner of the bronze medal. And to present the medal, Mr. Tyree. Representing Germany, Mr. Joshua Filler. Third place, and the other winner of the bronze medal, Mr. Fedor Gorst. Second place, and winner of the silver medal, representing Spain, Mr. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. And now it is time to crown our 2023 champion, the champion of the 2023 Predator WPA World Pinball Championship, and a gold medal and $60,000 representing Armenia.
Needs to be a little bit louder.
From everyone at the Predator Group, CueSports International, the WPA, the Congress of America, from all our staff that has worked very hard these last weeks to bring these events to you. We'd like to thank you all for coming to our event. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you all in 2024! Guys, you gotta give me 1 second. Thanks very much.